Hello, everyone. We warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I'm your host, Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our one such achiever, let's take a look at the small AV.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Today we have with us the Vice President South Asia and Business Support Services Asia Pacific of Accor Plus, Mr. Prashanth Kumar. Hello,
Hello.
sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Vatika. How about you?
I'm good, sir. All right. So before entering into the questions, tell us something about yourself and your previous ventures or undertakings that you were a part of.
So prior to my journey into Accor Plus, which is Accor's loyalty arm, subscription-based loyalty arm, I've been a hotelier for the last 23 years in different parts of the world. So I did my undergrad in India, in Bangalore, in IHM, and then did my post-graduation in Switzerland. I've continued my education in Switzerland for a little bit. And my professional career started in the US, between the Midwest of the US and Los Angeles. And then I moved back to India. And my first job in India was with Accor and with their first hotel in Hyderabad. And that's kind of the journey there. And then I worked for Accor for 5 years. I was a GM with them. And then I moved to our competitor, the Marriott. And then I also started my own business in Dubai. And I'd learned something there that you should learn fast, fail fast, and move fast. And that's when I joined Accor Plus, which is distinct from hospitality. But I really used all that I learned in the industry to leverage my role here. And it's worked well for me.
All right, sir. So we know for a fact that it's never easy for anyone who initiates a business. So what all were the challenges that you faced initially?
You know what? As a hotel GM, you manage a kind of a small city. So you don't manage a 3 square feet space around the customer, but everything: what they eat, where they sleep, the air they breathe. And most hotels are self-sufficient units here in India. And I've run hotels, as I said, in India, in the US, in New Zealand as well. So I've had that experience of dealing with people, and that's really helped me. And I always say that this industry actually paid me and taught me at the same time. So you become very versatile, and you learn to take challenges as opportunities. And that's why it prepared me for this new exciting role that I have.
That's really great, sir. So since we know that you deal with n number of customers every day, so what are the services that you facilitate your customers with?
So the Accor Plus program, Vatika, is a membership program which spans all the way from Fiji, so Australia, the Pacific region, Fiji, and all the way west to India thus far. And we have over 400,000 members in these regions. And these are members who are, they are extremely active. Approximately about before the pre-COVID times, about 60% plus active member base who use our hotels. We have over 1,000 hotels and restaurants in this region, in the Asia Pacific region, across about 20 countries. And I am responsible for managing this membership across South Asia and supporting all the business support services for Asia Pacific, which includes IT, finance, those kinds of support services that any business requires.
That's really commendable, sir. All right, so moving ahead, I am very keen to know that what instigated or motivated the zeal in you to pursue this idea? I mean, how do you generate new ideas?
Well, I think generating ideas to me is not rocket science. I think it's to do with really with people. Get the right people on the right seats, and I'm very very proud of the team that I work with, and they come up with most of the ideas. So I'm kind of a catalyst in that whole process, right? So the ideas come from the team. I think, and one of the ways to make new ideas happen is to listen and listen very intently. I think it's a gift that you can give to people. If you listen for the goal, you get that right. So that's kind of one of the things that I do. Another thing that I do practice is that I talk to people, not just who report into me, but a couple of levels below that. And often you'll see the most successful ideas come from the people who are in touch with our members and our customers. So it's about listening and selecting those ideas and having an open communication with them. And lastly, what I think, like I said about my Dubai experience, you can't be afraid to fail if you want to be innovative. So you have to fail fast, learn fast, and move fast.
Right, sir. I totally agree with what you said that you have to be a catalyst in whatever field you are. All right, so moving ahead, you must be knowing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan prevailing in the country at the moment. So, what are your views on this campaign and how much do you conquer with this?
I think it's an incredible campaign. Right? I mean, pointing to a prime minister, the fact Atmanirbhar, I mean, to me, is being responsible for oneself, right? So, being self-reliant, and I think Vatika, if only if you're self-reliant and you're responsible for yourself, can you add any value to others? And so it's kind of having your backyard covered, right? So I think if we want to contribute to our lives, to people around us, it's essential that we've got our house in order. And I think Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant Bharat is being responsible for that.
So, first of all, congratulations on winning the Indian Achievers Award.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you for this recognition.
right, sir. So, as it is rightly said that the feeling of an achiever couldn't be understood better by except for the person himself. So, what was the feeling when you were first informed that you have been selected for the Indian Achievers Award, and who all were the constant supporters in this journey of yours?
You know, as I got this award last year when I applied for nomination, Vachika, and once the award came, the first feeling that I had was a whole bunch of gratitude. And I was overflowing with gratitude. I mean, for my family, like most of us last year was a tough year. So 8 months lockdown in in the house. They're not used to seeing you that often. So I think a lot of gratitude goes to them for putting up with me. For helping me succeed there. I live with my wife. My parents were there as well during the lockdown period. So huge gratitude to them, to the Indian Achievers Forum. It's rare to see an organization who looks at people's achievements. Again, I go back to a year which was very very tough year for by any comparison for most of the world, and I'm grateful that I was considered for this award. And last but not the least, definitely, is my team. I would not be here but my team, right? So any leader is only as strong as their weakest link. And I'm really, really proud to say that I have a very, very strong team, and I'm extremely grateful for that.
That's really great, sir. All right, so moving ahead, since now we know a lot about your professional role, so tell us something about your social contributions also.
Swatika, I think charity does begin at home. Right. I am very blessed with Accor. So Accor had the All Artist Fund. We've helped about 50,000 of our artists. We call our employees artists because they act from the heart in this industry. And so globally, we've been able to help about 50,000 people with the All Artist Fund. Here in India, within the Accor Plus realm in South Asia, we've been able to help about 26 of our artists who were in need, who were affected by COVID in some way or shape. I think that's where we were able to come and help them. I think another way we could help was to build our business, Vatika, where people were losing jobs. We actually started a couple of new projects. So we've now started doing the Malaysia process from here. We do some sales for the Pacific from here. And we've got a new project of doing customer service for one of our companies in the UK from here. So we were able to add employment in a time when there was a lot of unemployment in the country, if you know what I mean. So I think that is really our contribution. And I'm grateful that I work for an organization where I have the ability to contribute to our people and our country as well.
That is really commendable, sir. All right, so before concluding this session, you know that IAF is followed not only by mainstream organizations but also those emerging talents also who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So, what is that one message you'd like to tell them?
You know, I think one message for anybody who wants to achieve anything in life is to be committed, right? So, and whether you want to put it as commitment or devotion, right? So, anybody who achieves anything in their life, they have to be devoted to that process. Devotion is not just purely a spiritual word, but you can be devoted to a relationship, you can be devoted to your work. But if you do whatever you're doing really well, that is one piece of advice that I would give you or to all the people who are listening. Also, anything that's worth doing in life, Vatika, is worth doing well.
Indeed, sir. All right, so thank you so much for joining with us today, sir. It was lovely talking to you, and we hope that you continue to inspire people of all ages forever. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye bye.